Hey, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another deck profile. This is a little bit of a different one. This time we're going to be showing you guys the best build you guys can possibly put together with two Shenron starter decks. This is going to be a video aimed a lot towards new players, so I'm going to go in depth on a lot of things, kind of how some certain mechanics work with new cards and things like that. So with that being said, speaking of new players, if you guys are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, give this video a like. That would be super duper awesome. When I get back from Dragon Ball Super Nationals next week, we're going to be running a major ginormous giveaway for the celebration of our 1K sub marker. So we're going to be giving away a box of set 5 guaranteed to first place. We're going to be giving away prizes to other places as well, maybe even to 5th place, maybe more prizes to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, who knows. But you guys have been so awesome with supporting the channel. We're going to do a massive giveaway once I get back from Nationals. I don't know any other channel that's doing multiple prizes to multiple different people in single giveaways. So that's something to really be excited about. Look forward to that. Definitely hit the subscribe button. You're awesome. All right, so we'll get into this deck profile. This is a deck profile with the Shenron leader, so we'll talk about what he does. This is actually one of the leaders I've been having the most fun playing with in set 5. So what he does is tap him down, and you can search 2 Dragon Balls from your deck or your life. So the way that works is you are allowed to look through both. You can look through your life and you can look through your deck in the same search. You can take as many as you want from either area. So keep that in mind. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Permanent, you can't attack. Kind of unfortunate, you can't just like pick off little things on the board that your opponent kind of is just starting to build up, but the main deck and his abilities kind of mitigate that. So his ability, which is Wish, kind of different to Awaken in the typical sense that we've seen for most of the cards. When you have 7 or more Dragon Balls in your drop area, you can flip this card over and take a Desire from your drop area back to your hand, and we'll talk about how you can do that most effectively once we get into the meat of the deck profile. So on the backside, Miraculous Arrival Shenron. Permanent, still can't attack. Kind of stinks, you can't attack with your big cool dragon, but once again, his abilities just completely make up for it. So activate main, once per turn, choose one. You can draw one card, so you get the same draw that any other Awakened leader would get. You can choose a Desire card in your hand with an energy cost equal to or less than your total energy, and you can activate that without paying its energy cost. That card will go to the drop area after using it. It was very inconspicuous and people weren't sure if that was going to be the way it was ruled before this kind of was legalized, but it is ruled that those extra cards will go to the drop area. And then his Mega Wish effect, some people have different names for this, but like basically the last effect that requires you to move 7 Dragon Balls, the Mega Wish, you can target one of your battle cards and you can give it triple attack and 10k power for duration of the turn. So basically you can give your threats multiple swings and kind of go for game that way. Really solid. So 7 Dragon Balls you get in the starter deck, really basic. Just every single one draws you a new card, which is absolutely insane. Your leader literally says +2 every turn, so it's some of the best advantage a leader this game can generate. And every single time you do that, you dig 2 deeper into your deck. So your deck's ultra consistent with the Shenron leader and the Dragon Balls. Really solid. You can implement the new Dragon Balls in the Dash Pack and Tournament Packs. The 1-star and 2-star Dragon Ball, they have slightly different effects. The 1-star allows you to draw a card, and then you and your opponent both ditch one. That can help set up some of your World Peace plays, which we'll talk about later. You can also play the 2-star Dragon Ball, which allows you to tap 1 energy and blow up a 2-drop or less on your opponent's board. Both have their merits. They don't come in the starter deck though, so you can potentially add those on later. But the 7 Plain Daring Dragon Balls are a really great start. Keep in mind, you cannot like side deck extra Dragon Balls. As far as Dragon Balls are concerned, you can only contain a total of 7 in the deck, no matter which ones they are. They can be 5 Dragon Balls, 1 1-star, 1 2-star. It could be 7 Dragon Balls. It could be 6 Dragon Balls and a 1-star ball. No matter what, between your main and side deck, you can never exceed more than 7 Dragon Balls. Keep that in mind. 1-drop Dragon Ball Secret Bulma. This card is really good at helping you flip over a lot faster. So activate main, and then the really crazy thing is that as an activate main, you can take 1 Dragon Ball from your deck, place it in the drop area. So the longer this card lives, the faster you are going to be flipping over and wishing. Really good. Kami Global Unifier, the ultimate punishment in this game right now. The ultimate punishment for going wide and kind of getting greedy with your board. The 1-drop, it has the flex. Your opponent cannot Cold Bloodlust it or Crusher Ball it, anything like that. When you play it, you draw a card, so it's like a Bulma, it's like a Boo, it's like a Cronoa, replaces itself. Activate main, tap 2 energy. If your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play, you can destroy all battle cards on the board, including your own, so it will destroy your board too. Keep that in mind. And it ignores barrier. So for 3 energy, if your opponent is overcommitted to their board, if they have 4 or more battle cards on the board, wipe the entire board. Absolutely nuts. You just punishes your opponent incredibly for overextending. really helpful that that card came in the starter deck to help out new players. All right, then we have the Negate of the deck, Power Burst. So this is probably the best black Negate in the game at this point. Time's Judgment in set 4, if you guys were playing at that point, it was not super duper good. This card is infinitely better. So counterattack, your leader card has to be black to activate this effect. Negate the attack, then jump to one of your black battle cards from your drop area or warp with energy cost of 1 and add it to your hand. So basically you can get back your Dragon Seeker Bulmas, you can get back your Kamis. So basically this card evens out an advantage, meaning you get rid of this card to negate an attack and you get a card back, which is really good. You get a free 5k combo essentially. And if you have 5 in your drop area, you can activate this card by taking a life instead of paying energy costs. So if you're trying to get, double strike or triple strike for game, you can basically take one of those lives instead of taking all 3 to lose, and you can activate this card's negate, which is really solid. And at that point it's actually a +1, which is actually super duper good. Then your super combo for Temple Rescue Trunks. This card is absolutely bonkers because it gets live when you have 5 in your drop area. So with the Shenron leader constantly getting you Dragon Balls and ditching them to the drop area, and then Bulma doing the same thing, your super combo can be live as early as turn 1. Definitely no later by turn 2 usually though. Super insane. Next up we have Vegeta Return from Darkness, another starter deck exclusive. So 3-drop 19k crit. They're going with these 19ks for the main deck, which is a little bit strange, but hey, it's cool. I'm all for different numbers. I'm all for doing cool types of math. So 3-drop 19k crit is no laughing matter. Crit is one of the best effects in the game if you didn't know. Auto burst 5. When you play this card, burst 5 meaning you have to mill the top 5 cards of your deck. When you play this card, if your opponent has 11 or more cards in hand, your opponent chooses cards from their hand and sends them to the warp until they have 10 cards in hand. So the fact that it warps those cards, meaning your opponent can't revive them if they're playing their own wish type of mechanic, is insane. And this card is absolutely bonkers in certain matchups. So you have like Announcer and Hercule that on average have like anywhere from 12 to 15 cards in hand. So literally making your opponent ditch 5 cards potentially is really solid. A 90k crit is nothing to laugh at. This card is dope. Then we have the 4 Shenron Figure of Majesty. This card is one of the best cards to come out of a structure deck in this game's entire history. And this structure deck actually has a lot of those cards, but we'll get into that in a minute. So Shenron Figure of Majesty is another sparking card. It's a 4-drop. We'll read what it does. So permanent, can't attack. Activate main once per turn. Choose one effect. So it's sparking 5. You have to have 5 in your drop area to activate this effect. Draw 1 card and choose 1 effect. So the fact that this kind of replaces itself immediately upon use is actually really good, because this card is weak to certain types of removal. You have like Goku Oob, you have the 5-drop Gogeta from the other structure deck. If you haven't checked out our video for the 2 Gogeta structure deck profile, check that out as well. But this card does lose spot removal. It's really helpful that it replaces itself as soon as you activate it. And if this card does not get removed from the board, it starts to pick up absolutely insane value. So draw 1 card, choose 1 effect. Restand 2 of your energy, switch from active mode. It helps you be a little bit more defensive, especially in a deck that doesn't have blue to kind of manipulate energy. Choose 1 battle card with energy cost 2 or less in your drop area and play it. You know what cards are 2-drop or less? Your super combos. So that gets absolutely nutty. The fact that you can reborn super combos, the fact that you can reborn Kamis and draw cards, the fact that you can reborn Oolongs and draw cards, which we'll get to in a little bit. And then its final effect, draw 1 card, choose your leader or battle card, and it gains 5k power and critical for the turn. So your double strikers, give them crit. Your little guys, make them beefier, give them crit. Absolutely nuts for a 4-drop. One of the best 4-drops in the game, in my opinion. Now we have World Peace. Another amazing card to come in the structure deck. Not a structure deck exclusive, so you can get it if you do buy product from set 5. But nonetheless, this card's absolutely insane. So this card gains desire, wish or desire on all areas. Yep, desire. Activate main if your leader card is a Shenron card. Choose 1 battle card in your drop area with energy costs less than or equal to your current energy and play it. And with your leader's wished effect, if you remember, you can activate this card for free. So you can summon any 4-drop or less from your drop area for free. And one of the best targets for that is going to be the Shenron Figure of Majesty or the Dimensional Warrior Son Goku, which we'll get into right now. So Dimensional Warrior Son Goku is a starter deck exclusive. One of the best cards in the starter deck. Once again, absolutely insane. So 4-drop, 20k, double strike, big pressure for game, especially paired with your leader's Mega Wish ability to give it triple attack. So you get 3 double strikes at 30k and barrier. Your opponent can't really remove it very easily. Nuts. But the really good part is the auto sparking 7. So if you have 7 in your drop area, you can activate this effect. When you play this card, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, send it to its owner's warp. So some straight up spot removal. Really good, really solid. It does not go to your opponent's drop area, important to know, so that they cannot potentially revive it with their own revival spells. Alright, so now we come on to our 12 card red package. This structure deck does come with a red package, and these are the red cards that I believe are the best to be playing at this time. So we have our 4 Oolong's Wish. It's our other desire cards to complement our World Peace. This one is activated much earlier on so that when you do flip over with your leader, you actually get this card back and get more value. So 1-drop red, this card gains desire in all areas. Activate main if your leader card is a Shenron, draw 1 card, so it replaces itself immediately. Then shield to one of your opponent's battle cards and gains minus 5k for the duration of the turn. So any 1-drop 5k, like if your opponent played a Kami or your opponent played a Bulma, this actually KOs it. So by game mechanics, if a battle card reaches 0 power, it sends to the drop area. That's just a game mechanic. So anything you drop to 0, your opponent loses. And that ability to make certain things weaker is actually really helpful for the next card we're going to talk about, which is going to be Mega Focus on Goku. So 2-drop, 1 red. Activate main, burst 3, meaning mill the top 3 cards of your deck. For the duration of the turn, this card gets 5k power and can attack active battle modes. At a base 10k, activating this effect brings it to a base 15k. And then if you activated Oolong's Wish prior to that, whatever you targeted will lose 5k. So let's say you want to clear a 20k battle card in active mode. You activate Oolong's Wish, you drop it by 5, you bring it down to 15. And then the Mega Focus on Goku can match it 15 for 15 after you activate its burst effect to gain 5k and attack active battle modes on top of anything else you might combo into it. So nifty little combo you can do there. Oolong's Wish, like I said before, also really good for just dropping things to 0 and KOing them, period. Last card in the deck, but really vital card to the whole strategy, Scheming Oolong. So what this card does is, when you play this card, if your leader card is a Shenron, check, and Oolong's Wish is in your drop area, draw 2 cards. So this card is really helpful at just accruing you insane advantage in the early game. Literally just come down, draw 2. Oolong's Wish, you played it, it already replaced itself just for having in the drop area. You can drop Oolong and you can draw 2 cards. Also, you can bring it back off World Peace to draw more cards for free without even paying energy cost. Really solid. Paired with Shenron Figure of Majesty, a 20k crit. Nothing to laugh at. Really solid that this and the Mega Focus on Goku can be given 5k crit with the leader. So anytime you're swinging at your opponent's life, you don't ever have to give them cards. So really solid. Alright guys, so that's the deck profile for the 2 Shenron structure decks combined to make the best possible deck just with 2 structure decks. If you look back at the Gogeta deck, the similar video I did for those 2 decks, I gave kind of some tips and pointers on what you could add to the deck to make it better. Now, I don't really want to do that with this deck profile because Shenron is so generically good. It makes so many different archetypes in the game viable that what I'm going to say to you is go look at your favorite Dragon Ball Super YouTubers. Go check out their Shenron deck profiles. There's so many unique ones out there at the moment. We have one on the channel. It's Blue Yellow Shenrons. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen that yet. I'll put a link for that down in the description below. But there are so many unique Shenron decks out there. I'm talking Shenron Veggies, Shenron Maidens, Shenron Big Red, Shenron Buhan, Shenron Blue Yellow, like I've got on the channel. There's so many different unique Shenron decks. I'm going to tell you to just go out there and check all of them out you can. See which one you like the best. See which one fits your play style. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. That'd be really awesome. My name is Joey. This is Crossroad TCG, and I'll see you next time.